I get to talk. This is the last little bit of being talked at that you'll have. I'm Gail Chaddock-Costello. I'm the Vice President of the Langley Teachers Association. And I'm really pleased to see so many of you come out this evening. It's cold, it's wet, it's rainy, we've all worked all day, and I know it isn't probably the first thing you were thinking of when you got up this morning. But I'm really glad you took the time to come, and I see a nice collection of people I've met in all kinds of different spaces and places, and I think that's really good. Alicia alluded to the fact that she liked the way we were organizing the event this evening, and I was pleased, and I sent her some information about what we had planned, and she thought it was a good plan. I just want to let people know who might have come in a little bit later that the plan is to sit at a table where there's a topic already on a blue card, a blue tent on your table, and I'll describe how we move through the process in a moment. But if you came in a little bit late, I'm going to read the titles of the topics that were chosen and the facilitator, and have the facilitator just raise their hand. So if that's a topic you're interested in, then you can find that table. So we have one on the debt impact on health and safety, and Dale Treneman is facilitating that. And there's Dale. We have one called Third-Party Response to the District Debt. I'm actually facilitating that, but the table is over there in the far corner. And that's where we'll be talking about the outside audit reports from Deloitte, from Smythe Radcliffe, and from the BCTF and Margaret White. So we'll be looking at what they have to say about our debt. We have a group on the LTA position on the district debt, and Jim Sparks is our facilitator there in the far corner. We have a group from DPAC. They have a parent survey, and they're here to hear from you, and Darlene Marno is our facilitator there. We have an impact of the debt on student services, and Susan Fonseca and Tanya Kerr are facilitating. There we go, right in front. We have a topic called Langley Board of Education Partner Groups. How do we rebuild trust? And Bruce Northway is over there at the first table, and he is our facilitator. We have the district deficit elimination plan that they put together, presented to the ministry, and David Sandquist here in the center is our facilitator. And community expectations of an elected board, and Graham Shepherd is our facilitator for that table. We also have a table that seems to be filled with people who just didn't know where they were to go to when they came in. And that was the spare table for topics arising from the floor, or topics that we hadn't thought of that individuals from the community might like to bring forward. So those are your choices. The next little bit I'm going to talk to you about is the bright pink paper on your desk. And this is a concept called open space technology, actually, but we thought the technology might scare people away, so we've called it open space dialogue. The idea is that you get to choose what it is you'd like to talk about. You get to pick your topic, whichever thing is most interesting to you. Every 15 minutes, I'll pop up to the mic and say, it's time to change tables if you like. If you're really engrossed in your topic and you want to stay where you are, that's okay. If you've learned enough and you'd like to pick up another bit of information, you may then move on. That's called cross-pollinating, being a bumblebee, taking what you learned from one table, spreading it around at another. Unfortunately, the facilitators and the recorders have to stay where they've been planted for continuity and to be able to keep the dialogue going. The rules of round table generally apply. Everybody's opinion is valid and needs to be respected. The facilitator will try to move the conversation forward from simply identifying a problem towards looking at solutions. And the facilitator will probably encourage speakers who haven't spoken to contribute an opinion, but that doesn't mean you have to. We're just trying to be as inclusive as possible. At the end of the discussion time, the facilitator will briefly report out one or two main points of the discussion from the different groups that have sat at the table. And at that point, Alicia Luke will be standing there trying to process all that information on the spot, and our on-the-spot analysis will give us a bit of a summary of that. And then I have a brave soul, Jill, who's going to type it in on the LCD projector, so it'll be up on the screen for you all to see. At the end of the evening, all the notes that the recorders have taken, and there are recorders at each of these tables, will be collected, typed, and put together. And the intent of that is we will call a future meeting, put all of this data together, and hopefully be able to use it to put together a community deficit elimination plan based on input from all of you here this evening. I think that's enough talking, and let me check my watch. Oh, I'm ahead of time. This never happens. Okay, so if you need to choose a table, or you'd like a cup of coffee or tea, let's take about 3 minutes to do that, and then we will start into the dialogue. Thank you.